In tough economic times, corporations and companies are on the prowl for ways to cut costs. Expensive travel budgets, in particular, are in the crosshairs of executives, leading to expanded use of web cameras and video conferencing. But Jim Swift this evening has the story of one local entrepreneur who is taking things to a whole new level.
When well-known Austin game developer Richard Garriott got married at a 500-year-old chateau in France, he wanted his mother to be there. She didn't feel up to the trip, so Garriott bought a $15,000 robot to stand in for her.
One of the best scenes at the wedding was my mother, fully dressed at the end of the evening on the dance floor, colored laser lights going all over the place, and my mother here as the robot jamming down with all the youngsters on the dance floor. People didn't realize that she could both hear and speak. And so we had people going up and signing their name on her little cardboard cutout, and only then were their ears right next here to the speaker. And so when they would sign on her, she would go, giggle, 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 oh, that tickles. And they would all, kind of stand back.
But when the wedding was over, Garriott had other plans in mind for his robot.
My wife and her businesses are up in New York. My life and my businesses are here in Austin, Texas, but that means I go back and forth a lot. And so whenever I'm traveling, and especially if I'm up in New York, this is how I still participate on a daily basis here in our Austin office.
I would also argue that
at any given point in a working day, the robot can suddenly spring to life and commence a dialogue with one staff member or another.
So have you adjusted to it all right?
Sort of.
What's holding you back?
Well, it's just it comes up behind you.
It is a bit eerie whenever he wheels into the room, stops, and stares.
We joke about the fact that the robot doesn't understand personal space, so every once in a while I have to reach out and shove the robot back away from me. But it's actually really cool and strange and a lot like just having him here.
I love the fact that if I just sit the robot in the corner of a room, people forget that I'm there because you're so disembodied. People forget that you're present, so you can then get to hear the real scoop.
Garriott is convinced this sort of thing represents our future, assuming, of course, that we actually have a future.
Kill all humans.
In downtown Austin, Jim Swift, KXAN News.